Hey guys, this is John Geyer, fitness and life coach with Do One's Part TV, and in this video I'm going to talk about 6 steps that you can implement for your first day at a new job, specifically orientation. These are different things you can do to make the experience better, not only for yourself, but for the people that are accepting you into their new family. So check it out.
I've been dreaming for too long. I've been dreaming.
The reason I've come up with this video is today I am orientating at my second job. I have followed some of the steps that I've mentioned prior in personal development, and now I am looking more into my personal financing, and I have discovered that I am spending more than I make, so I have decided to get a second job. So that leads me into tip number 1, which is be personable. Okay, so now normally it's a new environment to you. New people, new bosses, new procedures, new policies, everything that comes with a new position. And the real thing, the best thing that you can do is be personable. That means from the moment, don't be fake, but that means from the moment that you walk in, make sure to introduce yourself to as many people as possible, find out what they do, find out if there happens to be more people in the orientation class that you're in. Make sure to introduce yourself to them, make sure everybody knows who you are, why you're there, find out what they do, and feed off of their energy. Be kind, polite, all the things that you would do in a job interview, carry that on to your orientation day. Number 2 would be ask questions. If there's ever a time that you have a question, go ahead and ask it. There is no stupid questions. I know somebody probably have heard that before. There is no stupid question. There is no question that's too small. I wouldn't ask too many questions just because you don't want to be that guy or girl that sits there and just asks question after question, making the day go by a lot longer. But if there is a question that's important to you and that you really need to know the answer at that moment, go ahead and ask it. And then also be supportive of other people's questions as well. Don't make anybody feel like you are wasting the group's time based off of somebody else's question. Again, that's being personable, that's being respectful. Altogether, it'll just make it for a very much smoother day. Number 3 would be honoring the policies and regulations of whatever company you're in. Don't treat your new job like you did your old job, because every job and company is different, okay? If you go in thinking, this is what I did with such and such in company, chances are it's not going to be exactly the same. So respect that, go through the guidelines. That's what orientation day is for you to figure out what's acceptable, what's unacceptable, what they expect from you, and all around just get to know the company itself, because every company is different. And the sooner you get on board with what their mission is, the sooner that you can show them the greatest ability that you have and the contribution that you're going to provide to them. Step 4 would be show them your best self. Go ahead and dress decently there. Don't come in super casual with flip-flops. Be professional. Be how you want to be perceived by other people. I can't stress this enough, because that involves all sorts of different things, including your body posture. It includes how you speak to others. It just all around is a way that you project yourself onto other people. And then also do the tasks that are being asked of you. A lot of times there will be different things that you need to sign, different things that you need to read, and to be honest with you, a lot of times whoever is organizing the orientation can really see whether you took the time and effort to follow through with what they were asking of you, and whether you read something, whether you took a quiz, whether you had to do some educational stuff. They can really tell how much you're putting into it. So make sure it's a good first impression. Step 5 would be try to meet with the highest ranking person in the company, whether it's the director, executive, no matter what it is. Try to meet that person. Try to interact with them at least once, even if it's an introduction. The reason that is, I mean, a lot of times during orientation, the owner or somebody will come in and introduce themselves to the group, but sometimes that just doesn't happen. So if you have a chance, make it a set point, especially if they didn't come in and introduce themselves to the group, that you seek them out at some point. Shake their hand, let them know who you are, what position you're filling, and explain to them that your excitement about the new job, and how grateful you are for the opportunity to work for the company. That person will then never forget you, and when they see you next time, they will say hello. How are you doing? They will know exactly who you are and why you're there. And there won't be any question of what is this new guy doing here, or girl, and why is she just hanging around the back. So if you have the opportunity, and even if you didn't, make the time, set it aside, ask your supervisor if you could set up a minute to speak with the owner, basically the boss of the company. And step 6 is show up on time. Now, this sounds ridiculous, and I hope if you're tuning into this channel, you got enough sense in the brain that's on top of your head to show up on time. But for some reason, some people think, well, it's not a very important job. Like, say you had to get a shit job, and it's not very important. It's not a meaningful, purposeful job. So, I'll just stroll in, right on time or anything like that. One of my core family values and what I was raised up to be is always be 15 minutes early to something. If orientation goes on for most of the day, chances are you'll be given a lunch break. Go ahead and take that lunch break. Come back early. Do not come back late, because right off the get-go, if you're going through orientation and you can't even show up after your lunch break, how are they supposed to trust you to take a lunch break when you're actually working for them full-time, part-time, or whatever the case may be? You need to show that you're accountable and responsible person to show up and leave on time. Sounds simple, and it's stupid that I even have to bring it up, but it's the honest truth. Make a point to be punctual.
I've been dreaming for too long.